Okay, Land Rover Discovery 4 lower control arms and Discovery 3. I just thought I'd go through a few bits and pieces with you. So I'll come around the other side so you can see me. Oh joy. Okay. Obviously, you're unbolting this bolt, the bolt for the air strut or the air coil, and the lower nut for the lower control arm. Now on a Discovery 4, you don't need to undo the CV assembly. You can actually, so like that, take the lower control arm in and out, like that. I normally spray a bit of silicone spray, yay, just a little bit on the rubber and a bit on each plate, just makes it a bit easier. So, I'm just going to put this one in. Hopefully not block the path. Done it sort of all low so you can, so move it round to the strut. And try and push them up evenly. Don't let it go because it'll come down and crack you on the head. Oh, yeah, guys. So, let's do it a bit different. Okay. That's the bolt. It's got that offset washer attached to the bolt. The other end has got the same thing. Okay. It's got two little notches. They line up with two little grooves. Make sure when you're putting it all together, you don't butcherize it, so you chop out. If you chop them out, then it doesn't rotate and you can't change the alignment. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but this washer, so yeah, rotate it round till it finds the slot. Maybe if I put that in, try not to block your view. This is what I'm trying to do, but not having much success. There you go. And there's two raised sections, and that's on the chassis. You've got to make sure that washer sits in between them. Don't tighten it all up with this washer sitting on top because you'll flatten it or you'll strip the two little nodules out. Set one in. I'm going to have to... That's the air suspension. You can do 20 of these and they won't make a noise. Do one when you're doing a video and it'll sit there and make a noise, of course. You know, pain in the ass. Same thing, you can't see it, but there's the washer, and there's another washer there. That gives the nut something to slide on so it doesn't grip onto that. All right. Same thing, although you can't see it on that side. Make sure you get that quick washer lined up. Put that bolt in. This other bolt in. The most awkward one sometimes will be this one. So you've got to line the air coil, air strut, whatever you want to call it, with that hole. So get your pry bar. Try and do this so you can see it. Your copper mallet or nylon, just so you don't, yeah, sure, you can use the steel one, but why butcher the heads of the nuts unnecessarily or mark them unnecessarily? This bottom one, you can use a new nut. If they've never been off before, like on this one, you can reuse the old nut, but I always put a bit of tight thread locker on it. And this is where I'll use a big rattle gun in the pry bar, because it just, not because I'm looking at trying to ridiculously tight it, but the rattle gun will do that nut up quicker, and I'm putting the pry bar just between the lower control arm and the whole hub assembly, or the CV assembly. See how I'm moving it up and down? Do that. Once it's done like that, then you can check the torque. I can't remember it, honestly. Go look it up. Use the internet. .24mm, a 21mm, both in a, see, I'll use a rattle gun for all the undoing and the initial spinning it all up. You'll need something like that. This is about the only time I use a 1/2 inch toolkit. You really don't need to be using 1/2 inch tools, so 1/2 inch drive. You don't need to be doing that, but suspension stuff, yeah, and you can either pay me the big dollars or you want to tackle it yourself. You do need some reasonable 1/2 inch gear. So I obviously use a 1/2 inch rattle gun to whiz it all off, whiz it all up initially, and then you really need to torque these up when it's down on the ground. Okay, that one doesn't matter. That one doesn't matter. You can torque them up there. You don't need to undo any of the steering linkage. The only thing you have to do, if it's a Discovery 3, you do need to undo the nut for the end of the CV assembly, because on a Disco 3, I don't know if you can see it, that CV assembly, that end of the knuckle there, it's bigger on a Discovery 3, so you can't slip the lower control arm in like that. You have to undo that nut, tap it back, so this hub assembly can go out like that. But on Disco 4, that CV assembly is slightly smaller, okay? And you can, if you're doing all your CV assemblies, you can replace them with Disco 4 ones, which is slightly small. I've never seen one break, and they all wear out about the same time. Around that 350,000 Ks or more, you're starting to do CV assemblies, drive shafts. So that's basically it. What else could I show you? I suppose I could show you, so, you know, having things like pry bars or, you know, smaller sort of podgy bars to line up holes and that make it a lot easier. Like I said, a bit of silicone spray on each side helps it go in, and it keeps the rubber in good nick. Same with a bit of silicone spray on that ball joint, ball joint end, the rubber. If you're doing this in your driveway, I have done them where I've had my hoist full. I've done them on ground level, you know, so you can do it. It's just that if you're using a jack, make sure you put axle stands. Never get under an air suspension vehicle without jack stands, axle stands, and never get under a vehicle with just a jack. I mean, that's just stupidness. I went round to a mate's place a few weeks back. There he was underneath his daughter's car with just a jack. He's an idiot, you know. I could have beat the training into him. So these are genuine ones, because the genuine ones I can get at a better price than getting them. I buy them locally, but that changes. Like I think now at the moment you can get the melee ones, which come as a complete kit with all new, I think all new bolts and a new nut. It's a complete kit. I think they have a heavy duty kit. And that's cheaper than using 2G, and melee stuff is fine. So that's about it. I've done the other side. I wasn't going to sit here and get you to watch the whole damn thing. Sometimes it's a bit harder to get that end of that shock lined up. But apart from that, it's really not that hard. Alright. Good luck. Oh, and take the bash plate off. Take the engine bash plate off, because the engine bash plate comes across here, and it's a lot easier to do this lower control arm with the bash plate off. And you'll need to leave the plate, the plastic cover for the auto off, because when you take it and get it wheel lined and they adjust it, they need to be able to get to these back nuts. Okay, that's all I've got for you. Thanks. See you later.